How to make stickers with your silhouette. I messed up a lot, did a lot of troubleshooting, but I think I finally figured it out. Outline all of your stickers, export them as a PNG, and drag them from your computer into your silhouette. They're going to be a little big, but just resize them. Now you have to turn on your registration marks so your silhouette will know exactly where to cut. Lower the inset all the way down, and then take all of your images out of the registration mark areas, otherwise your silhouette won't be able to find the registration marks. All of your images, when you import them, will come with cut lines. It's the red lines around your images, but usually those are jagged. So go into your trace, select trace area, make a little box around it. Do one image at a time, it's easier to move them around later. Increase your threshold area all the way up, and then it's gonna look like that. Click trace outer edge. Now you have two cut borders. So you want to click your image and then click the diamond button. It'll get rid of that first jagged line around your image. Do this with all of your individual stickers. Before you move them around, you have to group them. If you try to resize them, sometimes it'll get like weird lines around them like that, but if you zoom in, you'll realize that it's actually okay. I don't know why it does that. Easy way to duplicate is to group them and then click the duplicate button. Leave the space empty. I'm going to show you how to test the cut settings for this paper Sometimes the preview looks weird, but I just ignore it. Click Microsoft to PDF. We're going to actually print in Photoshop. That preview also looks weird. Make sure your anti-eye list isn't clicked. I don't know how to say that. Click print. Make sure your printer profile is correct and your rendering intent is also correct. I put relative color metric, but I should have done perceptual. I'll show you what I mean later. Now cut this piece out. We're going to use it to figure out our cut settings. Line it up with the edge and the top of the sticky part. Line up your silhouette matte thing with the first short line. Make sure your matte isn't going to be touching that thing once it goes through. I'm holding it flat here because it won't read if it goes in curvy. Click send and then click more. We're going to make new cut settings here. Click the plus button, name your new material. Now mess around with the numbers until it works. That's basically what it is. The force and blade depth numbers are for how thick the paper is. If you have a Silhouette Portrait 3 like me, make sure you do it in the Carriage 1 settings, not the Legacy ones. It doesn't work with that one. It's off screen, but you're going to hit the blue save button. Click line and then select the new material settings you just made for the red cut line. And yes, if you have different colored cut lines, you can have different cut settings on the same piece of paper. Test. The silhouette is going to cut a square with a triangle on the inside. If it doesn't peel the way you want it to, then you have to try again. When you peel the paper, the square should be left behind, and when you peel the square, the triangle should be left behind. For the half cuts, I don't like to see the indentions on the back, so I just kept trying again and again until I couldn't see them. Line up your paper with the outside black indents and the top of your mat. You don't want to line up your mat with the outside long line. You want it with the first short line. I'm not pushing it in. I'm just making sure it's going to go in flat. Make sure there's nothing behind the silhouette. Click send. That means it's reading the wrong part if it's not over the black square. This is what it looks like when it's reading the registration marks correctly. I want to show you the full thing here so you know what it looks like. Make sure they're cutting correctly. If it's not, hit the power button to cancel. And, also, if someone can tell me why they're printing with grid lines, that'd be really nice. This is without laminate. This is with laminate. This is a color metric versus perceptual. That's it. See you guys Friday.